this is Jazz, finally bringing you the New Year's countdown video. 2021 was interesting to say the least. We had ups and downs, even though we're still going through a rough time with COVID. I hope I brought out some decent videos for you guys to enjoy. Now, today I'm going to show you my top 10 favorite videos of 2021, but there is one new rule to this list. I've decided to include my last year's New Year's countdown video, because even though I did give you guys a lot of content, looking through all the videos, I feel like I needed to expand the list a little bit, so you just won't know when that video will be on the list. So guys, let's get on with the list. Number 10 is Shopping Haul Unbagging. There are a couple of reasons I chose this video. One, this was the introduction to bargain hauls in a way for me. I got to enjoy the thrill at Value Village and technically start a new series for you guys unintended. The second reason is I got so much stuff, like including the If I Stay book, the Lion King VHS, which was the start of my VHS kick too. Oops. The game, My Sims, My Agents. So I just had a real fun time doing it. I mean, I even got some clothes out of it from the store my aunt worked at, and some really good picks too, like the Mario shirt. So I just love how that was the start of a new era, which hopefully will continue as long as that I can do it. So anyway guys, Bargain Haul on Baggin was number 10 on this list. Now on to number 9. Number 9 is Robot Chicken's Reactions 1. There are 3 reasons that I chose this for the list. 1, it was so long since I did a reaction video. Almost 2 or 3 years, if I can recall. So it was fun doing it again, especially to a show that I love, Robot Chicken. I just find the clips hilarious. 2, I did my best to edit, to react, and everything. Like, I found my reactions to the Dark Brady Bunch skit almost on point, in a way, like inappropriate, yes, but also appropriate to the situation of the skit. I also loved my autism reference with the bee pudding skit, like when they said she thinks she has Asperger's and my on and on a rant. And finally, I loved how the N-Man64 and I had a back and forth about bee pudding, right? And my video, you know. The downside, though, is that everything kind of went off track in a way. My editing, I tried my best, but it just didn't sync very well, and my jokes were off because of that, which if it worked out, this video would probably be higher on this list, and I would have liked it more, but I just liked the effort I put into it, and as I said, I had some genuine funny reaction with the clips that I mentioned before. So anyway, Robot Chicken Reaction was number 9 on this list. Now on to number 8. Number 8 is my Rugrats collection. As I said many times, guys, Rugrats was my childhood. It was literally my favorite show of all time. I remember when I got to go and turn on Nickelodeon or YTV and it coming on. It also made me sad when I didn't have Nickelodeon anymore as a teen, because I still kind of was in a Rugrat kick at that point. Well, as you know how big of a Rugrats nerd I am, even when I got rid of things, pretty much everything I owned Rugrats, I've kept. I mean, minus my dolls, which I do kind of regret I didn't keep now. But all the movies and DVDs I've owned of Rugrats, I have kept, even though I couldn't watch them anymore. And the games, I mean, I only had one Rugrat game at the time, but I've since gotten more, and I showed you the collection that I owned of Rugrats. Now, guys, keep in mind, this was before I got the whole DVD set. Now that is part of my collection, that my most proud part of my collection, and a couple of games I've gotten since then, like Totally Angelica, if I can find it, the Studio Tour, the Scavenger Hunt. I was building my game collection too, and I just feel very proud of this collection. The last time I did a collection video was several years back with my video game collection, which needs to be updated eventually too. Now, guys, this is lower on the list too, because again, just like number 10, this was kind of like a video normally that doesn't take much thought to make, but it did take a little bit more because I had to dig everything out and show everything off. So this did take more effort than the unbagging video, and it also gave me a lot of nostalgic memories. So anyway, guys, my Rugrats collection was number 8 on this list. Now let's get on to number 7. Number 7 is movie overviews and reviews, old 2021. This was the first movie review in a long time. These are one of the videos I normally have a harder time doing because of all the footage that I need, and I am listening through my narration of it to decide what needs to be placed where. But I feel that I did pretty good on it. I did pretty good recapping what I remembered from that movie my aunt and I saw within a few days before. That's also, I rarely go to the movie theater, so it was an experience in itself going over it. Like, I felt so happy that I managed to get out and enjoy myself that I wanted to do a video on it. Like, I know I've made mistakes, especially sometimes I couldn't remember all the names, every single name, right? But I feel I did pretty good remembering the important parts of the movie that I went over. I mean, that's why now I'm calling it overviews and reviews. It's not a full-fledged review, but I'm mostly recapping it in a way. On the subject of reviews, I did pretty good pointing out things that I just found stood out, whether good or bad. I actually managed to be pretty funny in it. And again, overall for me, this was just a good time. Like, I actually edited this video at my workplace, which is now part of the thing I do at my workplace, is I kind of work on YouTube in a way, which is great. Like, my work is very understanding about it. So it was just a very good memory that I took the time at work and actually did something. So for me here, it's kind of more, not necessarily sentimental. I mean, I think I did a good job enough on the video too, but a lot of positives came from that whole experience. So, number 7 is movie overviews and reviews, old 2021 is, again, number 7 on this list. Now on to number 6. Number 6 is Pokemon Crimson Fury Chapter 1 Backstory Review. There are a few reasons why I picked this. Some people would wonder why, because it was Chapter 1 in the backstory. We'll just say, in general, I just feel honored that the N-Man64 trusts me to do these videos. I sort of wish I could work up on that trust by continuing to get into this series. I love the series, right? That's not what I mean by get into them. I just gotta get into back doing the videos. But why is Chapter 1 again my favorite? Again, I was so full of energy. Again, I'm honored and still am to be trusted to do this series. I did okay with the recap, but in some ways, my mess-ups were what made this video, to me, funny. I, for the most part, remembered the details from the story and the names to a degree, but I did so well that I almost forgot to mention myself and one of the other main characters, Mark. My character, for crying out loud, which for me was the funniest part of this video. I was so good at remembering the main characters and the backstory, and then I forget my own darn character and how our backstory, me and Mark's backstory, came to be. So I think sometimes videos are more special to me when I make funny mistakes, and I think I've been a lot more professional on the other about 3 of them that I've done since then. So to me, I don't think I felt it. I mean, I enjoyed them. I did a better job with the actual editing and care that way, that the mistakes weren't as severe. But in some ways, this makes for me, Chapter 1 of this series, for me, the most special, because I was so naively stupid to forget my own character. Well, to a degree, or the main backstory, right? Like, it's like, hi, oh yeah, we do exist. By the second chapter, I'm like, we do exist, right? So that part was a little funny in the second one I did too, but I still love the fact I forgot that whole Mark and Lizzie plot in the storyline. Even the N-Man64 thought that was hilarious, right? I mean, of all characters to forget what was my own. But anyway, guys, Pokemon Crimson Fury Chapter 1, the backstory review, is number 6 on this list. Now on to number 5. Number 5 is What I Got for Christmas 2021. Where do I start? I always love doing these Christmas hauls for many reasons. I'll try to list a couple I can think of at the top of my head. One, well, I just love to look back on them over the years, right? Because it makes me understand how lucky I am to have the family and friends that understand me the way they do. Like, I have a childlike innocence that way, that I still love opening, like, presents, and I think that I did good going over what I got. Like as I said, my favorite part was the Switch Lite, but I still loved everything that I got this year. Like, I like haul videos in general, but for me, the Christmas, the holiday ones are usually more special because my family was thinking of me, and sometimes it makes me wish that I could be more like them that way. Giving, thinking of others more towards myself, right, besides myself. And as I said, I think my editing, again, was okay. It's just as it, these type of videos always put me in a very good mood. So what I got for Christmas 2021 is number 5 on this list. Now on to number 4. Number 4 is Positive Vibes number 1. Now, before I get on to this entry, you're probably wondering, well, where the heck have all the positive vibes had gone? I am working on them. I confess that I've recorded the footage pretty much every day, but I have not gotten to edit it, which, yes, as I know, a lot of footage. That that's for sure. A lot of footage to edit. Like, I'm still working on NumberFive. But I still love doing it. It's just that I'm working on other projects and doing other endeavors as well when it comes to not editing them. But anyway, why is this the first one I feel my favorite? Well, I feel that everything is far more raw, in a way. It is more from the top of my head. The second positive vibes and on, I've been counting on keeping track of my very positives in a journal too, which sometimes I do forget little things, right? So I have to look at it, where in this one, it was completely raw from the top of my head, more random. I also had some very special moments that particular week, like finding 5 games that I had lost about 10 years ago. Now I have them back into my collection, which is just wonderful. I started to do a schedule for myself, which, yeah, isn't so much working out yet, but I am still slowly working on going into that schedule. Christmas and Christmas Eve happened. So just a lot of raw things. Also, I did my decorating my wall, so everything was completely raw. Like, everything that happened was so memorable, I didn't need a journal to document it and remember it. So, sometimes the raw things can be the best, which you would argue, then why am I thinking of trying to script things more now a little bit, and I am, but that's to keep me from talking out my ass, pardon my language. I know I can draw on for a long time, drag things on. So, anyway, positive vibes. Number 1 was number 4 on this list. Now on to number 3. Number 3 is what I got for my 30th birthday. Now, guys, to start this off, you thought what I got for Christmas that I was spoiled? Yeah, this year's birthday was an extravaganza for me. I got literally everything I wanted, and if everything that I wanted at the time, and if I wanted anything else, I pretty much got it for Christmas, right? So, between Christmas and my birthday, I got everything I wanted. The things that stood out to me were the Rugrats The Complete Series. I also got Brilliant Diamond, or I was getting Brilliant Diamond. I got 3 Sims games that I really wanted with a decreased price. South Park Season 17 and 18, there's just Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy X. The list goes on. Plus I got a bargain haul out of it too, so I just feel that, again, videos like this makes me realize how lucky I am to have the family and friends again I have. And this video shows it like crazy. Everything together must have cost at least $300 or more for my birthday. And again, I know I'm never getting that lucky for my birthday again for the rest of my life, but this was still one of the most memorable birthdays I've ever had, next to the one, of course, where my mother passed. But that was memorable for the wrong reason, right? When she passed. And of course, I loved my trip, right? Don't get me wrong, but even when you have a really good time, when someone that you care about a lot passes away, in very close proximity, it kind of dampens it a little bit. But this birthday was perfect in every memorable in all the positive ways, right? Like I've got my complete series of Rugrats, which was my favorite childhood show. I still love the series to this day, including South Park. So it's like being the biggest fan, owning every episode there is. It's like a huge, what is it? I don't know how to say it, like, I nerd out in a way. So that's why I like these videos. Like, I get to look back and see the things that I got, and sometimes that'll help me if I want something else. Because I'm like, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, look at everything that I already have. You know, maybe I don't need this thing. Sometimes that does help me, guys, believe me. But anyway, guys, what I got for my 30th birthday is number 3 on this list. Now on to number 2. Well, guys, this is going to be the first of I don't know whether it's going to be many or what, but the first time ever that I've broken my old rules. Because number 2 is the top 10 videos of 20 Toilet. Now, guys, usually I don't include these New Year's countdown on the list, but this year, I'm not saying that I have very little to pick from. I mean, but in some ways I do. Like, I'm at a point in my life now where I want to pick videos that I find stand out, that I feel are special to me, rather than pick, one for every Let's Play, which would be impossible, because I didn't actually do one this year. Ta-da! Like, I know, but I mean, it's just, the last few years, I've been always going to pick a Let's Play, you know, because I felt there wasn't much to pick from either, but this year I wanted them to be as genuine as possible, like, because I really loved these videos, not because, well, this one was good. And yes, there were some videos that were on there because, this video was good, right? But I also have some sentimental attachment to these videos, and I feel that I did a really good job with this particular countdown. Like 2020 was a awful year for everyone to one degree or another. I mean, some may not have had it as bad or unfortunate as others, but everyone did admit that this was a crappy situation, and I wanted to make a video that, even though this was a yearly occurrence, I wanted to make a video that could help people that are going through a tough time, and maybe this is why I made an exception this year, because I found that video was very special, and I don't know if I will continue this on in my next year's countdown or not, but at least for this year, this video is included. I feel that I've picked my favorite of them, the one that I felt closest to, which again probably added a few haul videos, but again, at this point, I'm doing it more for myself as well. Like, if I feel something or I can remember something in a video, which I'll admit this year, I did not remember very many of the gamers' pickups, right, at all. So that's why some of these, so far, as of now, were not included in this list, right? But things like Bargain Haul was, because this was something that I fully remembered in a way. Now, guys, we'll just put it this way. Before I continue on with this entry, what you gotta keep in mind is a lot of my gamers' pickups are pre-recorded. So, sometimes I don't particularly remember things that well. And they're not as sentimentally attached to me, in a way. I'm not saying that I didn't do a good job or you guys didn't enjoy it. I'm glad you guys did. But I'm going special this year. So, any little entry on this list I did enjoy. Like, I also really enjoyed my Webkins video, because this was a special milestone for me. I believe it was 150 subs. I can't remember so much that way, but I know that I wanted to do something from my past with it. And so, anyway, the top 10 videos of 20 Toilet was number 2 on this list. Now, what is the number 1 entry? Number 1 on this list, I react to some of my old channel's videos. Now, technically, this isn't the best quality video on this list when it comes to editing, but But again, it's far ahead of Robot Chicken 1. But why would I pick it over the top 10 videos of 20 Toilet? Because there has been far better editing in it, and, you know, maybe a lot more variety. Well, because of at least two things. One, the heck I went through doing this video. I started the video, like, I can't remember, like, I started the video and then it took me 3 or 4 months to fully get back to it and finish it, because I had some terrible trouble with my Camtasia. And the fact that I even got it done was a miracle in itself. Also, I liked the fact I was looking back on the old stuff that I did, and I was able to look at it with a more critical point of view, and to give tips to whether new YouTubers, young YouTubers, my past self. Honestly, guys, you would honestly think that I should hate this video, just because of all the cringe that were in those other videos I was reacting to. But I don't. In fact, I love it, like, to see just how far I've come. That I know not to make some of the mistakes that I've made. And I even was more professional in editing to some degree with it. Like, when I started my other channels when I was 16, 17, and 18, respectively, I had no sense of privacy. Or, when I say privacy, I meant, like, no understanding of it. I didn't fully have a sense of social norms either. So, just for example, I would do things like put the camera at people's faces. Well, they'll be right up in their faces, but I wouldn't think about asking permission. Especially the fact that there was a group of special education kids that didn't have the ability to understand consent. I'm shocked the teachers there didn't do anything about it, right? And I wasn't doing it to be mean. They were just my friends at the time, and I was recording my life in my school. And again, this wasn't right. Now, this was not right. Now, you could argue, well, most of them are teenagers, are they not? And when I'm saying this, I'm not saying that they are children, right? I would never demean anyone in that way with special needs. But in the medical sense of the word, the ones at least that had the camera on them were mentally, like, maybe at the oldest 5. And I meant the ones I had on. I'm not saying every single kid in that special ed room was mentally 5. Some of them had the same behavior of a teenager, just needed more help that a regular class couldn't afford. But even then, they probably couldn't give consent of how this would affect them in the future. So in a sense of the word, what I did with those individuals were like, if a family is recording their children for the internet. I mean, for me, my intentions were far more pure and innocent, which does make me better. I wasn't doing it to gain money or anything, but I just felt so wrong reacting to it, to the point where I edited a blur on those videos of a video that's already released in public. I didn't want to show it any more than it's already been shown. That's the point that I'm growing. Like, I've learned, like, decency, like, for example, not to show places that I'm at in case people can track it down. Don't record in the bathroom so much, because that is an unsanitary practice. The only time you ever should do that is in a comedy situation. And that's for those audiences, right? Not just, don't do it as a serious thing, right? And if you are doing it as a comedy, do it with all your clothes up and on. And no, I never had that issue. No one saw me inappropriately, but it still was people can get the wrong idea out of these things. I know I kind of went too far into this entry, but I just wanted to prove my point, how far I came, and why I loved this video in that way, that I've learned so much since then, that even when I first started my Jazz Umbre channel, I was still a bit more experienced than I was there, but now that it's been almost, this is my 9th year going on, and next year will be my 10th, so even almost 10 years going, I'm slowly improving on things. Like, this is the more point of this section is that I've grown. This is one video that showed my growth as a YouTuber, that I'm now a more serious YouTuber than I was way back then. But anyway, guys, that was number 1 on this list. Now, guys, 2021 was a crazy-ish year. It wasn't as near as bad as 2020 was, but as we still went through the aftermath and still are going through the aftermath of the you-know-what. Again, I know I've mentioned it a lot, but I just don't like bringing it up. And I feel that this year was more of a year of specialness to my channel. Like, I was more selective and of what I even did to begin with, which is why, again, it was hard to make this list. Also, again, I apologize for the drastic delay of this video. I finally found the right time just to do it, to record it and edit all of this, and you're still getting it either way. Hopefully next year's this technically year's countdown will come at a more convenient time for everyone. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe. It helps this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.